ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, dear Prabhujis, we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 3rd, Karma Yoga, and we are going to read the 17th verse. So another very beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita. Lord Shri Krishna, he continues his instructions on Karma Yoga and he says to Arjunji, Yastva atmaratireva syad atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. So very beautiful verse. Yastva atmaratireva syad atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च संतुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते। यह वन हु तू बट आत्मरति takes pleasure eva certainly syad remains atmatryptah self illuminated cha and manavah a man atmani in himself eva only cha and santushtah perfectly satiated tasya his karyam duty na does not vidyate exist. One who is however taking pleasure in the self, who is illumined in the self, who rejoices in and is satisfied with the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. So one who is, however, taking pleasure in the self, who is illumined in the self. Yastva atmaratireva syad atmatriptascha manavaha, who rejoices in and is satisfied with the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. So in the purport, Swami Srila Prabhupada writes, a person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his acts in Krishna consciousness no longer has any duty to perform. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impiety within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many thousands of yajna performances. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. His duty thus becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligations to the Vedic injunctions. Such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuations. So wonderful verse, Lord Shri Krishna, he is explaining about state of consciousness to Arjunji, which is the goal of Krishna consciousness. So Lord Shri Krishna, he is explaining, Yastva atmaratir eva syad, yah tu, a person who is atmarati, one who takes pleasure in the self, atmarati, one who takes pleasure in the self, eva syad atma triptah, one who is self-illuminated, atmatriptascha manavaha. Yastva atmaratir eva syad atmatriptascha manavaha. Atmani eva, in himself, atmani eva cha santushtaha. Atmani eva cha santushtaha. Santushtas. So one who is fully satisfied, perfectly satiated, one who is in the state of saturation, one who is completely satisfied in himself, perfectly satiated, fully satiated, for him there is no work, no duty in this material world. Tasya karyam na vidyate. So very beautiful words. One who is, however, taking pleasure in the self, who is illumined in the self, who rejoices in and is satisfied with the self only. Atmanyeva cha santushta. Fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Tasya karyam na vidyate. So this is the state of full Krishna consciousness. A person who is fully Krishna conscious, Swami Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport. So such a state of consciousness is the state of consciousness of pure devotees like Swami Srila Prabhupada. So in such a state of consciousness, one is not obliged to the Vedic injunctions, because a person is completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Swami Srila Prabhupada explained in the previous purports also. In such a state, one is in communion with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he gets direction from the heart. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is seated in hearts of all living entities. But one who is in communion with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is self-illuminated. He gets direction directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and hence he is not obligated to perform any Vedic sacrifice or injunctions. The Vedic sacrifices, they are meant to purify the heart. They are meant for purification. By performing these sacrifices, one can get rid of all past accumulated sinful reactions, karmic reactions. And Swami Srila Prabhupada wrote in the purport that after performing thousands of Vedic sacrifices, one comes to this state of consciousness. One is freed from all impiety in the heart, from all sinful reactions, from all material attachments. But if one takes up to Krishna consciousness, if one is fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then by such surrenderance, one is immediately cleansed, instantly. Swami Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport, one is instantly cleansed from all impiety in the heart. One is free from. So such a state is possible only when one is fully Krishna conscious, when one is 100% Krishna conscious. So for pure devotees like Swami Srila Prabhupada, they are in touch with, they are in communion with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and their duty is directly guided by the Paramatma seated in their heart. They become self-illuminated. They are illumined in the self, satisfied in the self, fully satisfied in the self, takes pleasure in the self because of their communion with the Supreme Self. They are fully in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, and hence they are completely satisfied in the self. So Swami Srila Prabhupada wrote, a person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his acts in Krishna consciousness no longer has any duty to perform. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impiety within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many thousands of yajna performances. So yajna performances are meant to purify us from all the sinful reactions, from all karmic reactions. And when one is purified of all sinful reactions, of all karmic reactions, then in that purified state one can see himself, one is fully realized, one is clear about his position in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that state which is achieved by performances of thousands of sacrifices, Vedic sacrifices, if one takes up to the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and becomes Krishna conscious, then immediately, instantly, all his sinful reactions are cleared, and with that clear consciousness one can see his eternal position. One becomes fixed up in Krishna consciousness. So for all the sadhakas, The various stages are explained in the scriptures like Chaitanya Charitamrita and other scriptures. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. So all those who are sadhakas, for them, when we follow the instructions of a pure devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead, a bona fide spiritual master, when one performs sadhana bhakti as per the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so by performance of such sadhana bhakti, one is cleansed from all unwanted things, all anarthas, all material affections. And when one is cleansed from all anarthas, all karmic reactions stored in the heart, accumulated in the heart from millions of years, then one comes to the stage of nishtha. One becomes perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness. One's faith becomes very, very strong in Krishna consciousness. One is clear about his position, about his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one starts getting taste, ruchihi, asaktihi, one starts getting taste in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By performing such bhakti, one becomes attached to the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, Ruchi, Asakti. So these are the various stages for the sadhakas. And when one becomes fully Krishna conscious, then one is not obliged to perform any Vedic sacrifices. And one is completely satisfied in himself. One is self-illuminated. Atmaratihi, Atmatriptaha. And Atmanyevacha Santushtaha, one is fully satisfied in himself, fully satiated, and hence one is not obliged to perform any Vedic sacrifice. Tasya karyam na vidyate, for such a person there is no duty in this material world, and one is no more attracted by material allurements, by the allurements of the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And hence one becomes completely free from all material entanglement, and one becomes completely fixed up in devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So due to his being Krishna conscious, all impiety within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many thousands of yajna performances. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. His duty thus becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord. One is directly guided by the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the heart. So one's duty becomes, Swami Srila Prabhupada is writing, his duty thus becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligations to Vedic injunctions. Such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities, and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuations. So all these things are infatuations. All these things are temporary, and material happiness which is derived, material pleasure which is derived from the arrangements of the external energy of the Supreme Lord, they are all temporary. And more one engages himself in the activities of the material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the more one becomes entangled, and one becomes more and more unsatisfied. But in contrast, a person who is engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, even if one takes up to the sadhana bhakti process, one will gradually come to the state of Krishna consciousness, where one can be fully satisfied in himself, in his devotional service. Atmaratihi, Atma Triptas, Atma Santushtas, Atmanyevacha Santushtas, Tasya Karyam. So one can achieve that state of consciousness by practicing devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead under the able guidance of a pure devotee of Supreme Lord. bona fide representative, spiritual master. So, very beautiful verse. यस्त्वा आत्मरतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टस्तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. One who is, however, taking pleasure in the self, who is illumined in the self, who rejoices in and is satisfied within the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. So in our next session we will take up the next verse and we'll try to understand it through the beautiful purports of Swami Srila Prabhupada. Till then I would like to stop here. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivarjakacharya Ashrottara Shri Srimati Divine Grace Krishna Kripa Murti Abhay Charnar Vindu Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji Ki Jai. All glories to His Divine Grace Krishna Kripa Murti Abhay Charnar Vindu Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Lord Shri Krishna, all glories to Bhagavad Gita, all glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Holy Name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.